This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 872, Two Essential Ingredients of Success by Jeff Goins of GoinsWriter.com. And I'm Dan, your host here, and I'm with you every single day helping you to optimize your business life. And we've got a great post for you today from Jeff Goins. He talks about how everybody knows that you have to love what you do. You have to have a passion for it. But that is not an automatic ticket to success. There's another key ingredient as well. So let's hear about that from Jeff now as we optimize your life. Two Essential Ingredients of Success by Jeff Goins of GoinsWriter.com. Quote, "Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets. Art deserves that, for it and knowledge can raise man to the divine." End quote. Ludwig van Beethoven. I had the opportunity to speak with a writers group the other day. They asked a lot of questions, and I did my best to offer honest answers. But if I could do it again, I'd summarize my advice in two words: passion and practice. How do you get good at writing? What does it take to publish a book? How can you get the world to hear your message? Here's how. Love what you do and hustle. That's it. Simple, but not easy. And there's way more to each of those than meets the eye. You have to love the work. When I took my first job, my boss-to-be asked me one question. "Is this something you can get excited about?" I was in food service that summer and didn't understand the question. Wasn't this just a job? Why did I need to love it? He wouldn't hire me until I could say, "Yes, I want to do this." So I did. And shortly after that conversation, he hired me. The job was far from ideal. First, I wrote email copy and then proofread brochures. After that, I edited my boss's blog and taught our staff how to tell stories on the web. Then I was promoted to help other departments with their email copy. Eventually, I started my own team, which taught me many important lessons. Looking back on that job I almost didn't take, I now realize it was the perfect apprenticeship. 7 years on the job taught me firsthand what's required to take a passion and turn it into a reality. I put that same knowledge to work to launch my career as a writer. And it all began with a shift in attitude. I had to learn to love the work. If you're going to do work that matters, which is something we all should long for, you need to be able to love it. In a sense, it should drive you, but not own you. This doesn't mean you can't get tired or worn out from the demands of the job. But if you don't wake up excited every day, you need to be doing something else. Of course, that's just the beginning. Let's not forget practice. Passion is not enough. Life without practice is dangerous. Just watch American Idol. Every season they have someone, a lot of someones actually, who didn't practice, who didn't put in the work and somehow believed they were good enough. They were wrong. At some point, someone lied to these people, convincing them that all they needed to succeed was passion. And they failed, sometimes without knowing why or what they did wrong. Nobody wants to be that person, but rarely do we realize when we are that person. The safeguard is to not give your passion too much credit. Finding your passion isn't some fleeting feeling of pleasure. It means understanding the core of who you are and tapping into what lights you up inside. Typically, these pursuits are not new things, but old ones. They require us to listen to our lives and take decisive action. It means looking at what you love, but also finding where that intersects with your skills and the needs of the world. In other words, don't just practice anything, practice the right thing. Find your true gifts, the things you were born to do, by putting them through the crucible of practice. Forget 10,000 hours of mediocrity. This is about deep practice. Intensity and frequency matter more than mere quantity of hours. And let's be clear, doing something a few times a month is not practice. It's a hobby. Practice means pushing yourself to the utter limits of your abilities. It means getting up every day to do the work because that's what's required of you, and because that's what you love. What this doesn't look like. In The Art of Work, I wrote about my failed plans to become a professional musician. Before I could learn what was the right path for me, I had to get good enough at music to realize it wasn't my true passion. Turns out we don't find our passion and then practice it. Rather, practice is what helps us discover what we ought to be doing in the first place. Discovery accompanies dedication. It doesn't precede it. For most of us, this discovery process looks like disciplining ourselves to love the work we do, or changing the situation if we don't, and undergoing a rigorous regimen of practice. You have to start somewhere, but sticking with something is essential. Otherwise, you drift through life wondering what to do next. This process of integrating passion and practice helps us not only grow the skills we need to achieve excellence, it also helps us develop the discipline we need to deepen our awareness so that we know where to focus our efforts. Passion and practice. They work together. Without passion, the work will feel rote and mundane. And without practice, it will get sloppy. You need both. And when you combine them in just the right way, something magical can happen. You just listened to the post titled 2 Essential Ingredients of Success by Jeff Goins of GoinsWriter.com. If your business earns millions or tens of millions in revenue, stop what you're doing and take a listen, because NetSuite by Oracle has just rolled out the best offer we've ever seen. For the first time in NetSuite's 22 years as the #1 cloud financial system, you can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. That's no payment and no interest for 6 months. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, and it's #1 because they give your business everything you need in real time, all in one place. And the confidence that comes with having all of your information in one place really helps to streamline decisions, saving you time, money, and energy, all thanks to NetSuite's amazing offer. If you've been sizing up NetSuite to make the switch, then you know this deal is unprecedented. No interest, no payments. Take advantage of this special financing offer at netsuite.com/startup, netsuite.com/startup, to get the visibility and control you need to weather any storm. netsuite.com/startup. And thank you to Jeff, who is a super popular writer, the best-selling author of 5 books, including The Art of Work and Real Artists Don't Starve. On his site, you can hear his thoughts on writing, life, and creative work, so you'll hear him narrated across a few of our shows. And if you're looking to share your work but you're afraid of becoming the starving artist, his site is for you. Lots of great advice there. So come on and check it out at GoinsWriter.com. And thanks again to Jeff for letting us share his work. But that's it for another edition of Optimal Startup Daily. Hope you enjoyed it and that you're having a great day, and I will be back with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.